I watched Marcus slide his phone across the table to show our parents the Tesla configurator. Deep blue with cream interior. $127,000. Closing costs come out, I'll still have $810,000 clean, he said, cutting into his eggs. Benedict. Might put $200,000 into the restaurant expansion. My fork paused halfway to my mouth. The restaurant, his third failed concept in 5 years. The Mediterranean place that lasted 11 months. The farm-to-table spot that couldn't make rent after 6. Now he wanted to expand the Italian joint that was barely breaking even. That's wonderful, sweetheart, Mom said. She'd ordered the champagne omelet. Dad had the steak and eggs, extra hollandaise. Sunday brunch at the Ashford, $1.89 per person before tip. Such smart planning. I swallowed my bite of French toast. What loft? Marcus didn't even look at me. The downtown property. Buyers are some tech couple from California. All cash, no contingencies. He scrolled through more Tesla options. Close Friday at 2 p.m. Movers come Saturday morning. Marcus. My voice stayed level. What downtown property? Don't be dramatic, Emma. He finally glanced up. The one you never use. You've been there, what, twice in 3 years? Place was just sitting there collecting dust while I'm trying to build something. The Ashford's dining room smelled like truffle oil and quiet money. Crystal chandeliers. White tablecloths so crisp they could cut. Through the window I could see Marcus's current car. A leased BMW he was 6 months behind on. You're selling my loft. Our family's loft. Mom dabbed her mouth with the linen napkin. Really, Emma, Marcus is putting it to good use. You're always so focused on work anyway. Do you even remember the last time you stayed there? August 14th. I'd spent the weekend there after closing the Riverside development deal. Sat on the balcony with morning coffee watching the city wake up. The loft was 2,200 square feet of exposed brick and floor-to-ceiling windows. I'd bought it in 2019 for $680,000 paid in full. The deed was in my name. Only my name. I remember, I said. See? August. It's November. Marcus flagged down the waiter. Can we get another round of mimosas? Actually, make it a bottle of the Veuve Clicquot. We're celebrating. The waiter smiled. Of course, Mr. Patterson. I set down my fork carefully. The sound of silver on porcelain was small, precise. Who signed the sales contract? I did. Obviously. Marcus was back on his phone now, looking at restaurant equipment. Got a great deal on a commercial pizza oven. Italian import, $47,000. With what authority? With the authority of someone who actually understands investment strategy. His voice had that edge. The one he got when he thought I was challenging his expertise. You sit on assets while they depreciate. I leverage them. That's the difference between business school and whatever it is you do. Whatever it is I do. I was a commercial real estate attorney specializing in property development. I'd closed $340 million in deals last year. Marcus had an MBA from a state school he'd finished in 6 years and a resume of failed restaurants. Dad cleared his throat. Emma, your brother worked very hard on this sale. The least you could do is be supportive. The buyers are lovely, Mom added. Marcus showed us their letter. They're expecting a baby. It'll be a wonderful home for them. A wonderful home. My home. The loft I'd saved for through law school, working 60-hour weeks while Marcus bounced between finding himself and exploring opportunities. The loft I'd bought after making partner at 32, the first major purchase that was entirely mine. When did you list it? I asked. 6 weeks ago. Multiple offers in the first weekend. That's how hot the market is. These buyers offered $950,000, all cash, 15-day close. Marcus looked up from his phone. You're welcome, by the way. That's a $270,000 gain. My gain. On my property. The champagne arrived. The waiter poured carefully, the bubbles rising in perfect columns. Marcus raised his glass. To new beginnings. Mom and Dad lifted their glasses. I left mine on the table. I need to go, I said. You haven't finished your food. Mom's voice carried that gentle disappointment that felt like lead. We so rarely have family brunch anymore. Because every family gathering became a performance review where I was always somehow failing. Not married at 35. Too focused on work. Not spontaneous enough. Not helpful enough to Marcus, who needed support during his entrepreneurial journey. I stood. The chair scraped against the hardwood floor, a sound too loud, too harsh. Enjoy the champagne. Don't be like this, Dad said. But he said it to his ex, not to me. I was in my car when the email arrived. From jennifer.walsh@securetitle.com. To marcus.patterson@gmail.com. CC emma.patterson@harrisonrealty.com. Subject: Urgent, transaction #2847, cancellation. Mr. Patterson. During routine title examination for the property located at 847 Warehouse District, Unit 12B, our office has identified a critical discrepancy. The deed holder of record is Emma Catherine Patterson, recorded August 14, 2019, Book 4721, page 334. You are not listed as owner, co-owner, or authorized agent. Per Texas Property Code Section 5.026, you do not have legal authority to convey this property. This transaction constitutes attempted fraudulent conveyance under Section 24.005. Effective immediately. Sale contract is void. Earnest money, $47,500, will be returned to buyers. Title insurance application is denied. This matter has been reported to our Legal Compliance Division. Jennifer Walsh, Senior Title Examiner. Secure Title and Escrow. I read it 3 times. Then I forwarded it to my personal attorney with the subject line, "Need consultation today." My phone started ringing before I'd pulled out of the Ashford's parking lot. Marcus. I let it ring through. The mom. I turned off my phone. At home, I opened my laptop and pulled up the file I'd been maintaining for 3 years. The Ghost Ledger, Emotional Costs. Entry number 1, Marcus's First Restaurant, 2020. Event, Grand Opening. I took personal day to help set up. Hung lights for 6 hours. Marcus thanked the interior designer in his speech, forgot to mention me. Cost, validation, self-worth. The belief that effort equals recognition. Entry number 14, My Partnership Announcement, 2021. Event, Made partner at Harrison Realty. Called parents immediately. Mom, that's nice, dear. Did you hear Marcus is opening a second location? Call duration, 4 minutes. Marcus's haircut the week before. 40 minutes of discussion. Cost, confidence. The feeling that my achievements mattered. Entry number 27, Thanksgiving 2022. Event, I brought $340 wine. Marcus brought store-bought rolls. Mom, Emma, you're always so extravagant. Marcus is more grounded. Cost, the ability to do anything right in their eyes. Entry number 51, the BMW payment, July 2024. Event, Marcus called from dealership, lease payment rejected. Just $1,800. I'll pay you back Friday. I sent it. Friday came. He forgot. Asked again 3 weeks later for $2,200. 2 months of that pattern. $8,400 total. Cost, my boundaries. My ability to say no. Entry number 63, the Loft comment, October 2024. Event, Marcus, you're hoarding real estate while I'm struggling. Reality, he drove a BMW. I drove a Honda. He ate $89 brunches. I packed lunch. Plus, my sanity. My sense of reality. 63 entries. 3 years of emotional accounting. Every dismissal, every nice comment that landed like a pat on the head, every emergency that became my responsibility. I'd kept feeding the slot machine of family, dropping in coins of effort and care and money and time, waiting for the jackpot of validation that was never going to come. The gambler's fallacy applied to family. Surely the next coin would trigger the payout. It wouldn't. There was a specific moment when I'd decided enough. Last Christmas. I'd given Marcus a $500 restaurant supply gift card. Thoughtful, useful, expensive. He'd glanced at it and said, "Oh, thanks," then spent 20 minutes showing everyone the coffee maker Mom gave him. Later, I found my gift card on the counter, still in its envelope, forgotten. That night, lying in bed, I felt something crack. Not dramatic, just a small, quiet fracture. The decision arrived fully formed. I would document everything. I would wait. And when the moment came, I would not bend. The moment had come. My attorney, David Chin, called at 2 p.m. Emma. I've reviewed the title examiner's email. Tell me everything. I did. The brunch. The Hesla. The $950,000 sale of property he had no right to touch. Did he forge your signature? I don't know. I never signed anything. I'll need copies of any documents. The listing agreement, the sales contract, any disclosures. I heard typing. This is wire fraud, forgery, potentially theft of real property. We're talking felony territory. I want it documented, I said. Every step. I'm drafting a cease and desist letter now. I'll also file a fraud report with the DA's office. Do it. Emma. David paused. This will destroy your family relationship. I thought about entry number 63. Entry number 51. Entry number 27. Entry number 14. Entry number 1. My family destroyed that relationship, I said. I'm just writing the death certificate. Monday morning my phone showed 63 missed calls. 41 from Marcus. 14 from Mom. 8 from Dad. The voicemails were a study in escalation. Marcus, Sunday 12:03 p.m. Call me back. This is a mistake. I can fix this. Marcus, Sunday 11:23 p.m. The buyers are threatening to sue me. You need to sign off on this. Mom, Monday 7:15 a.m. Whatever this is, we're family. Marcus made a mistake. Let's talk reasonably. I deleted them all. David's email arrived at 10:02 a.m. Documents obtained. Marcus forged your signature on listing agreement, seller's disclosure, sales contract, and authorization for title search. Poor forgery. He wrote Emma C. Patterson, but your actual signature is E.C. Patterson with distinctive flourish. Listing agent claims Marcus presented himself as your POA. No POA exists. Agent failed to verify, liable for negligence. DA's office confirms fraud investigation opened. Case hashtag 2024 FR 8847. I created a new document. Procedural justice, step by step. Step 1. Evidence CUN Title Examination Report, November 10, 24. Forged signature documentation, November 11, 24. Original deed showing sole ownership, August 14, 2019. Ghost ledger documenting exploitation pattern, 2021 to 2024. Bank records, $680,000 wire transfer from my account alone. 5 years of property tax payments from my account. Insurance policies in my name only. Step 2. Professional consultation. Attorney David Chin retained, November 10, 24. Fraud investigation confirmed, November 11, 24. Legal strategy documented. Cease and desist letters drafted. Step 3. Formal filing. Letters sent to Marcus, listing agent, buyer's agent, title company, November 11, 24. DA fraud report filed, November 11, 24. Case number assigned, 2024 FR 8847. Documentation package submitted. 47 pages. Tuesday afternoon Marcus showed up at my office. The receptionist called. Your brother is here. He doesn't have an appointment. He's insistent. Tell him I'm unavailable. He says he'll wait. Tell him to leave or I'll call security. Through my window, corner office 15th floor, I could see the city Marcus thought he could buy with my money. The restaurant district where his Italian place was hemorrhaging cash. The skyline I'd helped build, one closed deal at a time. Marcus waited 45 minutes. Security escorted him out. Wednesday Mom tried. She showed up at the loft with a key I'd never given her. I arrived to find her standing in my living room. How did you get in? Marcus had a key made. From your keychain last Christmas. She set her purse on my sofa. We need to talk about what you're doing to this family. What I was doing. You're in my home without permission, I said. That's trespassing. Don't be ridiculous. I'm your mother. She sat down. Marcus made a mistake, but you're making it worse. You're going to put your brother in jail over a misunderstanding. He forged my signature. He attempted to steal my property. That's fraud. He was trying to help himself. You've always had more than him. You could have just signed the papers and let him have this win. I stood there looking at the woman who'd raised me to believe my success was theft from Marcus. That my achievements were excessive. That my boundaries were cruelty. Leave. No. Or I call the police. Her eyes went hard. You've become someone I don't recognize. Good, I said. I've been working toward that for years. She left. I changed the locks that afternoon. Step 4. Authority Review, week of November 18, 24. The DA's investigator, Maria Santos, interviewed me for 2 hours. Marcus's financial instability. The forged signatures. The timeline. The ghost ledger. This is one of the cleaner fraud cases I've seen, she said. Clear ownership, clear forgery, clear intent. Your brother's attorney will likely advise him to take a plea. What kind of plea? Could be probation, restitution, community service. Could be 18 months if he goes to trial. Step 5. Counter evidence, week of November 25, 24. Marcus's attorney sent a letter claiming verbal authorization and family understanding that the loft was shared property purchased with family help. David Chen's response was 11 pages. My bank records. $680,000 wire transfer from my account alone. Deed recorded in my name only. Property tax payments. 5 years all from my account. Insurance policies. My name only. Marcus's documented contribution. $0. The verbal authorization claim died. Step 6. Systematic dismantling, week of December 2, 24. The listing agent's insurance company settled with the buyers for $15,000. Moving costs, temporary housing, emotional distress. The agent lost his license for 90 days for failing to verify seller identity. The title company flagged Marcus in their fraud database. Marcus's restaurant investors pulled out. Fraud charges weren't good for business confidence. His Italian restaurant closed January 12. Couldn't make rent without the expansion capital he'd been counting on. Step 7. Formal ruling, December 15, 24. Marcus took the plea. Guilty to attempted fraud. 2 years probation. 200 hours community service. $8,400 restitution. The exact amount I could document he'd borrowed and never repaid. Permanent fraud conviction on his record. The DA's press release was brief. Local man pleads guilty to attempted property fraud. The victim, his sister, assisted in the investigation. Step 8. Enforcement, December 16, 24. Marcus was served with a restraining order. No contact for 2 years. No coming within 500 feet of my home or office. Mom sent a text, "You've destroyed him." I blocked her number. Dad sent an email, "We're ashamed of you." I archived it without responding. Step 9. Appeals denied, December 20, 24. Marcus's attorney filed 3 motions. All denied. Motion to reduce probation. Motion to remove conviction from record. Motion requesting I withdraw the restraining order for family healing. Denied. 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 The system worked. Every gear turned exactly as designed. Every safeguard caught what it was meant to catch. Every consequence landed where it belonged. 6 months later. I'm standing on my loft balcony. My loft, my balcony, drinking morning coffee and watching the city wake up. It's May. The air smells like spring rain and new beginnings. My savings account is $89,000 higher than it was in November. That's 6 months of not being Marcus's A-team. 6 months of not funding his delusions while he called me unsuccessful. I booked Tokyo. 3 weeks in June. First-class tickets. A ryokan in Kyoto. The sumo tournament in Osaka. Everything I wanted paid for with money that stayed mine. My phone doesn't ring with panicked family emergencies anymore. The silence felt strange at first, like phantom limb pain expecting drama that didn't come. But now the silence feels different. It feels like peace. The ghost ledger sits in my files, 63 entries of emotional accounting. I haven't opened it in months. I don't need to anymore. The balance is settled. Last week, a former colleague mentioned seeing Marcus at a job fair. He looked rough, she said carefully. I didn't know if you'd want to know. I didn't. Family isn't who shares your blood. It's who shows up when blood isn't enough. It's who celebrates your victories instead of resenting them. It's who would never forge your signature to steal your life's work. I wasn't punishing them. I stopped subsidizing their cruelty. The account is closed. The balance is 0. And I am finally in the black.